So, who is Assad really? It is an old question which keeps getting answered and not satisfactorily. We asked it of Patrick Seal, a specialist on the Middle East who's just issued a long answer in a biography of Assad. Ann Collier talked with him.
What kind of a person is Assad?
With all political leaders, I think there's a sort of Jekyll and Hyde side to them. And this is certainly very evident with him. On the one hand, to a man like me, who's written his biography and seen him a great deal, seen him many times, he's extremely courteous, rather humble, a self-taught intellectual. On the other hand, of course, one has to say that he's also ruthless, implacable, extremely tough to his political opponents, and he runs, after all, a rather repressive society. So he's both these things combined in one person.
What would you say is his vision for Syria and for the region, and are those the same thing?
In the Middle East, there's a profound imbalance. Israel is much stronger than its neighbors. Had it not been stronger than its neighbors, it wouldn't have been able to invade Lebanon in '82, it wouldn't have been able to colonize the occupied territories it grabbed in '67, it wouldn't have been able to send a hit team to kill Arafat's #2 in Tunis or bomb the nuclear reactor in Iraq. It's because it is much stronger than its enemies that's able to hit them at will. Now, what Assad is saying is we want a balance. We want a balance, and only a balance on the basis of balance of power, balance of strength, can provide an honorable settlement and keep the peace.
Can all parties be satisfied in such a diverse region?
It's not as complicated an issue as you may suppose. You see, people talk about Egypt having a role to play in the peace process. Well, Egypt is out of it. Egypt is at peace already. Iraq is a long way away. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Morocco, Algeria, these are not confrontation states. The confrontation is between Israel and Syria. These are the two queens on that Middle Eastern chessboard. Between them are a number of pawns. Lebanon, Jordan, the Palestinians, lesser players. Now, the question is, can some sort of balance be struck between the queens? If one of the queens is allowed to gobble up the pawns, the other queen will be at a serious disadvantage. And of course, that's why Assad objects to any separate deal which gives Israel control over Lebanon, Jordan, or the Palestinians. He believes that a counterweight, an Arab counterweight, has to be created with Syria and those lesser Arab pawns on one side, Israel on the other. That's the heart of his argument.
Is he respected within the Arab community as the leader of this disparate group?
Well, a lot of Arabs, I think, admire and appreciate Assad's strategic vision, wanting to contain Israel. They don't, however, like his methods. You see, in his endeavor to discipline his strategic environment, to keep those pawns I mentioned in order, he's had to trample on many toes. We were seeing that just at the moment, for example. He's trying to bring to heel a rebellious Lebanese Christian leader, General Aoun. And so his methods have been rather brutal, although his vision is often appreciated.
Why is Syria so obsessed with Lebanon?
Syria is obsessed with Lebanon because Israel is also obsessed with Lebanon. These two queens on the chessboard, Syria and Israel, their main battlefield is the Lebanon. Both these countries see the Lebanon as vital to their security. For Syria, it's its backyard. And if you look at a map, you'll see that a traditional invasion route of Syria is through Lebanon's Bekaa Valley, or indeed through northern Jordan, which is the other alternative. And Assad is always frightened of being outflanked by Israel, either through the Lebanon or through northern Jordan, a left hook or a right hook. Assad has often been portrayed as a rejectionist, as a man who doesn't want a settlement. This is nonsense. Assad is frightened of being excluded, not included, in the peace process. The Israelis have tried to say, keep him out, let's do a separate deal with Lebanon or Jordan or the Palestinians. He's saying, count me